You ever had one of those moments where you are speaking English to another English speaker, but it feels like you are speaking to totally different languages? Well, you kind of are today are diving into the hilarious and sometimes just plain bubbling differences between English and the UK, the US, and Australia. Trust me, it gets weird. Alright, let's jump right and take a look at these a simple snake you can find pretty much anywhere on the planet. But what would you call them? Go on side out loud because your answer is going to tell us a lot about where you are from. And boom, right away we have got a split. If you said crisps, you are almost certainly from the UK, but if your answer was chips, you are likely from the United States or Australia. And just like that, with one simple snack, our whole linguistic puzzle kicks off. Now, it's probably no surprise that the biggest minefield for misunderstandings is food. We all gotta eat right, so let's start there in the kitchen where a simple meal can get really complicated really fast. So let's think about this for a second. This is where the confusion really starts to snowball. If Americans call those crispy, they call these, the hot fluffy fried potato sticks. And here's the great chip paradox. What the Brits call chips, Americans call French fries. But wait, there is more. Australians, trying to be super clear, call them hot chips, to separate them from the other kind. Can you just imagine the course trying to order fish and chips in another country? Okay, enough savory. Stop, let's move on to dessert, something sweet. I mean, look at this. It's a simple batter. Good, how much trouble could this possibly cause? Famous lost words, right? So we are back to a 2 against 1 situation. If you are in the UK or Australia, that's a basket, but is the US it's a cookie? Seems pretty straightforward, doesn't it? Well, be careful, there is a massive linguistic trap waiting for you here. And this is absolutely crucial to remember. If you are in the United States and you ask for a biscuit with your coffee, you are not getting a sweet treat knock. You are going to get a warm, fluffy, savory bread, kind of like a scone that's often served with gravy. It's delicious, don't get me wrong, but it is definitely not what you are thinking of. Alright, let's do a quick fire around. Ready, right? What Americans call candy, the Brits call sweets, and the Aussies call lollies. How about those big colorful vegetables or bell peppers? And the US just peppers, and the UK and Australia throws a curveball with capes or coms. See, it never ends. It's not just in the kitchen either. The confusion follows you right into your closet. Yep, even just getting dressed in the morning can be a linguistic adventure. Okay, picture this is pouring rain outside. It's all about muddy. You gotta go out. What are you put on your feet? This is a perfect example of how different places come up with their own awesome and sometimes kind of charming names for things. So, in the UK, you would fall on your wheelies, which is a great nickname, or Wellington boots. Down in Australia, they're called gum boots, and the US, well, they keep it simple and super literal. They're just rain boots. Now, this next one, this is a classic. This is the one that can get you into some very embarrassing situations in the US and Australia. What, you were in your legs or called pants? Simple, but in the UK, you call those trousers. Why doesn't matter so much? Because in the UK, pants means your underwear. So yeah, maybe be careful with that one already. Right, you think that was bad? Get ready, we are heading to the beach. Take a look at these super common. Everyone wears them. What are they called? The Australian answer to this question, while it's a bit of a shocker for everyone else. So the UK and the US are on the same page here. They're flip flops, but in Australia they're called thongs. I'm not kidding you. Go to an Australian beach and it is pull people wearing thongs on their feet. And this is why they so jarring because for pretty much everyone else in the English speaking world, a thong is you now a very specific type of underwear. So you can just picture the scene: an Australian tourist asking an American, "Hey mate, can I borrow your thongs?" The silence would be deafening. Okay, so the confusion doesn't stop with food or clothes. It follows us right out the door and around town. The words we use for just everyday places and things, yeah, they're different too. For instance, in the UK, you live in a plot, but in the US or Australia, it's an apartment. You are driving on a motorway in the UK, but it's a highway or freeway. And the US, even when you walk, is different. It's the pavement in the UK, the sidewalk in the US, and a footpath down under. You have gotta watch your step and your words, and the differences come all the way back home with us, right into the bedroom. That big cozy thing you sleep under to stay warm at night. You guessed it. It's got a different name depending on where you are. And this one's a great example of how these words pop up in the UK. It's a do, they, and the US a comporter, but in Australia it's a do now. And the cool thing about do now is that it was actually a brand name that just got so popular that everyone started calling them that, kind of like how some people call all vacuums Howards. So we have hat, shift, posts and crisps, pants and trousers, thongs and flip-flops. After all of these hilarious and sometimes confusing examples, you have to ask, what does it all mean? Like why does one language have so many different words for the same exact thing? Well, the really important thing to get is that English isn't some single solid block. It's more like a family. It's a living, breathing thing that changes and adapts over time. He gets influenced by history, by culture, even by brand names. So British, American, and Australian English are not wrong versions of each other. They are just different dialects that have grown in their own unique directions. And what's really cool is that you can sometimes spot patterns. Take this quote, for example. It points out that American English can be really direct. I mean, think about it. Rain boots, what are they? They are boots for the rain. It makes perfect sense. It's not about being better or worse. It's just a different way of naming what you see and all. Inter will up to a question for you, right? That is, while these charming differences always remain, stay blessed and see you in the next video.